What's up, guys? My name is Joe. We are back with another episode of British Guy Reacts, and today we're going back to school, but this time it's a school of football. We're reacting to a channel you guys have been recommending to me called Thinking Football. So previously we've been checking out some game highlights. We've seen like the biggest hits, the best throws, some of the best players, but we're taking more of a deep dive today to try and understand the game a little bit more. I hope a lot of this stuff isn't going to go straight over my head. I did think about just watching these off camera just to educate myself, but I know you guys recommended it to me, so you probably want to see me watching it. We'll give it a go, see if you guys enjoy me learning a bit more. If you don't, then I'll continue to learn off camera, but we'll see how it goes, you know? That's what we're going to do today. This one is the Chiefs' secret tactic everyone is about to copy. So apparently they got some secret stuff going on. We got Mahomes on the screen, we got Mahomes on the jersey right here. So we're going to dive into this. If you are new around here, click that subscribe button. Give the video a like if you do enjoy it, and give me some comments with some videos to react to that you want to see in the future, because this channel has come from you guys. So, and thank you to Thinking Football. Go and check him out. His link will be in the description. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
If you've heard this before, but the Mahomes-led Kansas City Chiefs are currently the #1 offense in the NFL. Despite a reshuffling in personnel, Andy Reid has his unit running as efficiently as ever, carving through their schedule to the tune of 30 points a game, and once again sitting atop the AFC conference. In a year defined by passing game struggles, the Chiefs remain as dominant as ever, and teams are going to come looking for answers. So, what have they been up to? Let's find out.
Split open. Another thing with this reaction, guys, it's going to be different to the other ones because I don't want to be talking over the guy. I'm going to be listening. I'm going to be trying to learn. I'm going to try my best. I'm never going to get to the level of you guys or my own sport, like English football, European football, whatever, soccer. I'm never going to get to that level, but we're going to try. But yeah, there's going to be less talking for me on this time. So
the decrease in the league's passing output this season has been in large part due to a wide-scale adoption of the Fangio cover 6 concept. Mahomes was a victim to this last year, and as we've seen these looks become increasingly more prevalent, the league has struggled as a whole. However, the Chiefs have found a way to beat it. But first, a recap on how it works. Starting with a too-high shell pre-snap, the aim is to always shut off the deep ball first, trying to make quarterbacks stay patient and play underneath. The Fangio 6 often plays with the corners high and off too, signaling a 4-high look and encouraging the check down. The defense plays split field principles, playing cover 4 to the passing strength side of the formation, and cover 2 to the weak side. This grants vertical protection to where the strength lies, while maintaining flat and inside help if the offense goes underneath. The weak side will play cover 2 in its base form, but they may also call man or solo lock depending on the offensive formation. The Fangio 6 works so well because it always appears to give you an extra man. You can outnumber passing concepts easily, and with rules for covering crossers and floods, offenses have been shut down. For a more detailed look, please watch our 49ers video.
What an interception.
To counter this, the Chiefs...
Okay, so we'll go back and check that 49ers video at some point if you guys are enjoying these videos. One thing I was just about to say is I do play a little bit of chess, you know, and I feel like I'm watching a chess instructional video teach me how to play the London system or something, you know. This one survives this is giving me. Let's go.
For a more detailed look, please watch our 49ers video. To counter this, the Chiefs have pushed their offensive splits to the limits, repeatedly lining up in 1-4 splits, aiming to counter the numbers advantage. When we talk about the split, we're talking about the share of skill position players on each side of the center. When the defense lines up, they'll check the split and line up accordingly, labeling the outside guy to each side the 1, and then counting inwards. While 1-4 splits are common in college, the formation rule that requires 7 men on the line of scrimmage and both tackles to be covered in the NFL makes their use far more infrequent. That is, until this year. Lining up in a 1-4 against the Fangio 6 negates the numbers advantage to the quarter side, as there is no longer an extra man to defend the concept, making passing actually viable. Whether that be slicing them open by picking on the space in the zones underneath, or getting tricky with deep routes and crossers to open up space. Here it is from a bunch look against the Titans, with Justin Watson motioning back and forth to help identify the coverage. It's the cover 6 with quarters to the 4 split side, and the Chiefs have a great call to beat it. Using the motion, Watson will run out to the flat as the Chiefs roll the pocket into a spacing concept. The threat of Juju, Kelsey, and Pacheco potentially running into zone has 28 too narrow, and Mahomes can fire a fastball to the flat for easy yards.
Okay.
Once again, the Chiefs will use motion to help identify the defense, again forming a 1-4 split, and with nobody following Kelsey, this is zone. The Chiefs use play action and a nice release by MVS to hold Kenny Moore inside and not allow him to get out to protect his zone. And now Brandon Faison is high load on the smash concept. He has to drop to contain the corner route, and Mahomes once again rips it to the flat to get the first.
So they're getting guys double guessing out there, basically, aren't they?
Of course, if you guard out to the flat too hard, Mahomes can pick you apart on curls inside. But modern defenses are very much willing to give up the flats, seeing them as the hardest place to hit, and using the extra time it takes to get it there to rally for the tackle. However, the numbers advantage from the 1-4 split combined with Mahomes' cannon arm means these are free yards for the Chiefs offense. When teams do push down and become more aggressive, turning their deep zones into a flat cover 2, the Chiefs can then fire over the top. Here, they bring Juju on the orbit motion, bringing him round the running back and Mahomes before swinging him out as if it was a screen. However, this is just to suck up the zones, with MVS running a wheel off the fake block, and Mahomes finds him with a pinpoint touch pass.
Nice.
If you want to manufacture a long bong from this, you can always tuck in the formation and create a wall for the shot play. Here they are in a 1-4 split but from a condensed bunch look, leaving Noah Gray, Jody Forston, and Isaiah Pacheco in to block, running a deep crossing concept. MVS runs a deep post aiming to clear the space for Kelsey on the over. The Jaguars don't have any crossing rule adaptations called on Kelsey, and he runs wide open between the levels, with Mahomes finding him fast, allowing for the catch and run. Rewinding, focus back on Valdez-Scantling. You can see the corner covering him runs with him like he's in man, and this is called solo lock. On the backside of a cover 6 and cover 4, if there's just a lone receiver to mark, the corner will often match up one-on-one, not allowing him to operate in space or catch a quick, easy ball. However, you can use this to your advantage. If teams play this,
so they call this a solo lock here because this guy's just focusing on him. But you see when he makes his run, he actually ends up disturbing these two guys as well. He almost has 3 people just watching.
The corner will often match up one-on-one, not allowing him to operate in space or
everyone's
catch
worried
a quick,
about him.
Easy ball. However, you can use this to your advantage. If teams play this when they see a 1-3 split, they're almost certainly playing it versus a 1-4 split, guaranteeing you a one-on-one matchup. And by switching your chess pieces around to the solo side.
Told you, chess vibes. Giving me massive chess vibes. But we love a bit of chess, you know? It's a good game, good for the brain.
You a one-on-one matchup. And by switching your chess pieces around to the solo side, you can choose that matchup. Here it is against the 49ers. Noah Gray motions to create a 1-4 split, and you can see Hufanga, Warner, and Ward communicate to shift the zones and lock the coverage to men on the backside. Mahomes, however, loves the matchup against Ward, throwing a dart to Juju on the slant. And here it is against the Chargers.
If you are enjoying today's video, please click the subscribe button down below. It only takes you 1 second to do, and it helps the channel out a lot. And you get to carry on seeing my amazing videos, so please, just go on, do it, click it. Thank you.
Kelsey returns motions to give intel, but still forms a 1-4 split. And look at the space backside for the slant, with the defense focused heavily towards the quad. A quick slant guarantees inside leverage, and Mahomes delivers this gift wrapped up with a bow, right between the numbers.
See, I don't take any of this into account when I'm watching highlights or watching the games live. I understand some of this. I don't understand it completely still, though, but I can kind of appreciate that there's a lot of work going in. One thing I would say, though, is, a lot of it's on your quarterback, right? It's easy to say everyone else is going to steal this, but does everyone else have Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball for him? You know what I mean? He's got to be thinking fast, right?
Focused heavily towards the quad. A quick slant guarantees inside leverage, and Mahomes delivers this gift wrapped up with a bow, right between the numbers.
Happy birthday, 88.
Defensive coordinators aren't just going to let their zone get picked apart all day, and in fact, will back out of zone altogether quite often when they see these 1-4 splits, opting to play man instead. However, with 4 guys in a confined half-field space, picks and rub concepts are easy to manufacture. When wanting a 1-4 split that can beat man coverage, Reed will often call a bunch set, something notoriously difficult to play in man. Kelsey comes in motion here to create the 1-4 set, completing the bunch, and with Trevon Moehrig following him, we know this is man coverage. The ball is snapped as Kelsey forms the bunch, and he'll use the front stack releases to pick 25, flowing out as if he's continuing his motion to the flat. Moehrig fights hard through the traffic to chase 87, but Kelsey simply cuts back inside on the Texas route, leaving him wide open, and that's touchdown Chiefs.
I wouldn't say wide open. Was he wide open there? But it was
cuts back inside on the Texas route, leaving him wide open, and that's touchdown Chiefs.
I like Kelsey because he always wears yellow gloves and yellow boots. He's so you don't call them boots. I forget the word you use, but his shoes makes him easy to spot.
And here in the open field, Kelsey is even more dangerous. Again from the bunch set, the Chiefs will run a beautiful split route concept, creating a rub. Watch Kelsey at the top of the route freeze Asante Samuel Jr. to the spot by shifting in and out of gears, creating more than enough separation for Mahomes, and any tackle takes at least 5 yards to get him down.
This is a beast.
And here it is again, tearing apart the Raiders' man coverage. They motion into the 1-4 set, snapping the ball as Hardman passes Mahomes, and both he and McKinnon will release behind the wall of Kelsey and Juju. The motion causes the numbers count to get all sorts of messed up for the Raiders, and there's no clarity on if they're switching or playing straight up, with the quad crossing pattern leaving Mahomes with 3 open options in the end zone. Crazy. We've seen the Chiefs use a lot of motion to gain information on the defense, and this includes starting out in the 1-4 set, then motioning away from it. Here, they start in the tight bunch, sending Mecole Hardman on the motion to the weak side. The backers shift, revealing its zone, and Mahomes takes advantage of the speed to flat off the motion, finding Hardman before Matt Milano can get wide enough to stop it. And here it is later.
One question I want to ask here to you guys is, so I know from an offensive standpoint, the quarterback's the one calling the plays, right? I know the coach also, they have like a certain amount of time to communicate with him. So he's the guy here, right? He's boss man. He's giving orders out left, right, center. Do the defensive side have a guy, like whose job is it to then, this guy goes in motion, he comes over here, the whole defense has to adjust. Who's making these calls? Is it this guy here in the middle, or is it one of these? Like who's making that, or is it down to the individual to know what they do in this situation? Let me know that one, because I'm not sure on that.
Its zone.
I guess it's him. He's signaling, he's shouting.
And Mahomes takes advantage of the speed to flat off the motion, finding Hardman before Matt Milano can get wide enough to stop it. And here it is later in the game, with some masterful work from Kelsey to read the defense.
Good old Kelsey.
Again, the Chiefs will start out in the 1-4 split, but this time bring Juju in motion. And again, with nobody following, this indicates zone. But with the slower Juju not sprinting across, the Bills keep the quarters to the play strength. Kelsey is reading this, and seeing the corners high and the backers shifting, knows he's seeing the cover 6. He pushes his stem hard to make sure to keep the safety in a back pedal, before hooking into the space in the intermediate level. Mahomes is in sync, rifling the ball to move the chains.
They said that was a sniper rifle.
One of the other major advantages provided by the 1-4 set is its ability to simply outnumber the opponent. And the Chiefs are more than happy to get their playmakers the ball.
Does that count as a pass? Is that a passing play or a running play?
One of the other major advantages provided by the 1-4 set is its ability to simply outnumber the opponent. And the Chiefs are more than happy to get their playmakers the ball in space. The natural way to do this is to throw quick screens and take advantage of that numbers game early, catching defenses expecting a traditional set and outflanking them with the numbers advantage. Here's a creative design that we love, spreading out the 1-4 and then motioning into a diamond set. CEH will motion in a full sprint back towards Mahomes, but on the snap stops all his momentum, catching a quick screen and heading back outside around his blockers.
Nice.
The Raiders get all sorts of muddled, and Edward Hilaire gets the edge in the first down. The Chiefs have taken particular advantage of the numbers matchup with their RPO series. The 1-4 split provides an even greater numbers disparity when trying to line up to guard it, and it's simply up to Mahomes to count the box and pick the correct location. Here, the Chargers have just 3.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of it comes down to having that guy, Mahomes, there though, doesn't it? Like you need a top quality guy
to count the box and pick the correct location. Here, the Chargers have just 3 men out guarding the bunch, and there's no one down to fight the releases, allowing a quick screen to Kelsey to outflank them, and Brandon Staley's edgeless defense continues. If teams overcommit to the passing calls and quick screens, Mahomes simply hands it off into the light box for easy yards. Here, the Chiefs will motion to a 1-4 set with Gray motioning from tight to form a bunch. And look how this affects the box. Fred Warner shifts with it to make sure the numbers are correct to cover anything out quick left. But this leaves just 5-on-5 in the box, and Dre Greenlaw as the only second-level defender. Seeing this, Mahomes simply hands it off, and all CEH has to do is
him
move
loose.
Greenlaw to the edge to find open grass, avoiding a late tackle from Hufanga for the score. The Chiefs have looked mighty effective running the
Yo, this game's so deep, man. This is a lot. It's a lot. Like,
ball over the last few weeks, especially when they can get Pacheco in space in this set. So expect to see this become even more common with CEH now on IR. And one last call from this set, and maybe the most frustrating aspect of trying to stop this offense, and that's Mahomes' legs. Again, the motion forms a tight bunch in a 1-4 set, this time with Sky Moore being the swingman. The end stays inside to protect the run, and Mahomes doesn't like the numbers option inside, looking to the swing. However, Kermit doesn't like this option either, fearing a corner jump or illegal lineman downfield, so pump fakes the safety and cuts upfield himself. And this is the tell.
we're gonna just go back a second. This is something I would say. Like, I feel like 99% of people outside of America are completely oblivious to this side of football, American football. Like, this is not what we think the game involves. Like, it has its stereotypes, especially in England. Like, we know it takes some skill, especially the quarterbacks. We appreciate that, but then we'd almost think like the rest of the players are kind of just, as you guys would call them, like, I don't know, like, they're just beasts, right? Or like knuckleheads. There's not much going on up there. They're just big guys who just eat a lot of food and just train in the gym. But that's about it. That's all they do. But seeing this, and I've also kind of learned as we've been checking out more videos, it's not just that. Seeing this, you know that everyone has to be switched on. Everyone has to know exactly what they're doing. And if this guy moves here, what do I need to do? Like, there's a lot more that goes into the game. And I don't think a lot of people appreciate that or even have any idea that this is how deep it goes. It is like a chess match. It is like live chess.
So pump fakes
with big hits
the safety and cuts upfield himself. And this is the tale of the tape. Even when you play perfectly and cut off all the options, Mahomes just extends the play and ruins your perfect call. Here's a more standard set against Tennessee on 3rd and long, and the Titans will pose a cover 2, dropping into a deep version of the cover 6, trying to make Mahomes force a tricky one. The weakest link in the chain on offense is Andrew Wiley at right tackle, and that is indeed where the first pressure comes from, forcing Mahomes out of the pocket and bailing right. Anything past the sticks worth aiming for is covered, so Mahomes just keeps extending, keeps extending until he spots a fault. All 6 coverage men have flooded this side of the hashes, and a cutback is on. Mahomes dashes out of the 2-arm tackle and can only be brought down after gaining the first.
Mahomes is different.
Everything was perfectly played until Mahomes spun his magic. And here's the legs combined.
And this comes back, sorry for all these pauses now, but this comes back to what I said when we reviewed the Patrick Mahomes video. He's not like the quickest of runners, but he's very smart with his runs, and this shows why. It's the way the plays are drawn up. It allows him to know where the space is going to be because he's toying with people, right? The whole play is toying with the defense to open up space for him to maneuver the way he wants to maneuver. It doesn't have to be the quickest. He just has to be smart, and he still does have like the juke and the spins in his locker.
Dashes out of the 2-arm tackle and can only be brought down after gaining the first. Everything was perfectly played until Mahomes spun his magic. And here's the legs combined with the arm, using them to avoid the rush and get off a ridiculous ball. Back in the 1-4 set, and this time the Chiefs have called a mesh concept. It's against a cover 6, so the mesh should part the zones, leaving the whole player open. Switching to the end zone view, you'll see Max Crosby immediately beat Wiley around the edge, forcing Mahomes to step up right at the top of his drop. But this just puts more pressure in his face, forcing Mahomes to again step around pressure. Then, with Chandler Jones flying in for the hit, he somehow bends it round him with just his arm, putting it right between the ones on MVS's jersey.
Different.
And this is before we even get to the pure bullshit plays. To us, these make it incredibly difficult to write about Mahomes as an individual. Because how do you even explain this? Everything's locked up in the 4-4 zone, so Mahomes just keeps extending, pirouetting backwards to buy even more time, and then while running right, flicks the ball full speed sidearm to McKinnon for the long third down. There's no way to defend this. And the greatest unfair.
I guess the other thing to say here is his teammates know he's that good at like peeling away from the pressure, creating more time than he has any right to. The receivers carry on moving, right? They run the route, they don't stop. They just carry on moving to try and get themselves open because they know he'll find a way. He'll find a way to get out of the pressure, turn back, face the field, find an open man.
Time, and then while running right, flicks the ball full speed sidearm to McKinnon for the long third down. There's no way to defend this. And the greatest unfairness of them all is that they have two guys who can create something out of nothing.
Kelsey.
Back to the mesh against the Raiders from the 1-4 split, and Travis Kelsey tells Mahomes he won't be outdone. The mesh actually opens up Hardman for the score, but Crosby once again forces Mahomes to react and bail by forcing Wiley back into his face. Mahomes looks for his favorite target, who has of course found a soft spot to get open, and then watch the runner's vision from Kelsey. He immediately pivots on the catch back against the grain, knowing everybody has over-pursued to cover Mahomes, and there's going to be an open alley. Two defenders chop at his legs, but that's not enough to get him down, as Kelsey makes the score out of nothing. And he's able to do this in the biggest of moments too, once again beating his man on 3rd and long, and then showing us why he's one of the best run-after-the-catch threats in this league. Setting up 2 blocks and putting the safety on skates all in one shimmy as he takes it in for the Chiefs' first lead of the game. The combination of Kelsey and Mahomes means every single down has an opportunity for a conversion, no matter the difficulty or circumstances they find themselves in. The NFL works in cycles, and the Chiefs aren't the only team to notice the effect of the 1-4 set, but they are the team who have taken advantage of it the most, making them a huge part of their game plan, and thus are currently having the most success on offense in the league. While talent plays a large role in this, there is no doubt these creative alignments are giving the Chiefs an advantage and a way to combat a defense that's plaguing everybody else. The NFL is a copycat league, and teams are definitely coming to steal the Chiefs' homework. Thanks.
Okay, so this was a really good video. I really did enjoy like the technical aspects of it. Like I said, a lot of it, not a lot of it, but there's obviously going to be some of it that's gone over my head that I've missed. I've not completely understood, but we're going to be learning right as we go along. Maybe I need to go for a more basic one just to start off with next time, but this was the first type of this video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please comment down below. Let me know if you did enjoy this kind of video and give me some other ones to react to. Maybe you've provided the channels, but maybe give me some specific videos as well. There have been a couple that I am also going to check out as well. But my takeaway from this is obviously they found the 1-4 split that's working against the defenses that everyone's playing. But at the same time, they have Mahomes and Kelsey, right? Like he said, those two guys are game changers. They're the difference makers. Even in an impossible situation, they make it possible. They get it done. So it's all well and good having these secret tactics, but you also need those special players to implement them, don't you? So I can see other teams copying it, but will they do it as effectively as the Chiefs are? Time will tell, we'll see. I'll keep an eye out on Saturday against the Jaguars for these 1-4 splits and see the magic in practice. Like I said, if you did enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel, give me a like, comment down below, and I'll see you for the next one, guys. Take it easy. Peace.